The US President has unveiled new steps to ease the mounting supply chain issues at the G20 summit in Rome. A meeting was convened with leaders of 14 nations, including India, Australia and South Korea, as the countries across the world tackle a shortage of supplies. Some of the concrete steps that have been planned include financial aid to Mexico and Central American nations to resolve their logistical backups. The aid will also be given to certain Southeast Asian nations to help streamline their custom procedures, and President Biden has signed an executive order to streamline the United States stockpiling efforts like access to critical minerals and materials. And also an international summit on this issue is to be held sometime next year. Now, to bring together all stakeholders, including private companies and labor organizations, all of this is of course being planned to try and ease the global supply chain crisis.
I urge all of you to consider bolstering your stockpiles, critical to national security in your countries. But like so many challenges today, it isn't a problem any one of our nations can solve through unilateral actions. Coordination is the key, the reason for this meeting. The best way to reduce current delays and build in greater resilience for the future is to work together across the entire supply chain, from raw materials to warehousing and distribution.
To actually understand as to what has brought about this supply chain crises, especially in the aftermath of the pandemic lockdowns, remember, there were a lot of issues that have taken place over the course of the last 18 months. China imposed very strict lockdown. It closed down all of its ports and factories. And this was replicated in different parts of the world due to the spread of the virus. And what this resulted in was a mass closure of factories and ports and other logistical supply chains in terms of supplying to the rest of the world. And now the world has slowly started to get back to a normal life. The demand is back up, but the supplies still continue to lag behind. The world supply chain is bearing the brunt of the surging consumer demand, high transportation expenses, labor shortages and also overseas manufacturing delays. Many of the world's largest economies are slogging through mass shortages as ships are waiting in the docks. The price of shipping containers has also risen up pretty dramatically in the last few months. There is also a shortage of trucks, and virus outbreaks has also resulted in some portion of the world from factories being shut down again making supply chain issues that much more complicated. Whereas the delays have contributed to inflation and potentially put a bit of a dampener on holiday shopping, leaders around the world are trying to ensure that the supply chain linkages are slowly restored back to their earlier versions. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.